Hey guys, Lindsay here. So, I'm doing a Thrifty Thursday video on a Sunday because I've been super busy. But I wanted to do this video when I had some free time. So, you get the Thrifty Thursday video a little bit early or late if you're waiting for one from last week, however you want to see it. So, with the new year, a lot of you are probably preparing to file your taxes. Some people will do them early, some people will wait until April. However, every year my husband and I, we set an appointment early. So that way, as soon as we get all of our tax documents in, we can go file our taxes and have it done and it's out of the way. That also sets us up for having our tax refund in a little bit early in the year as well. So, since we have that money coming in, we just filed our taxes a few days ago, and we know what we have coming in. We like to prepare ourselves for when that money does come in so we don't spend it frivolously. I know a lot of you probably get your taxes done and you get your refund and you're like, oh, I have all this extra money, I'm going to go spend it on this, and this. You need to have a plan. That money should be used wisely. Do not go and spend money on a brand new TV or new car when you have things you need to prepare for or bills you need to pay. I will admit that in the past, my husband and I have spent our money on things that we really have wanted and then realized we should have used that money on bills. So we are now smarter with our money. As soon as we know how much we have coming in, we have a plan. We sit down together, we write it all out, and we get some sort of plan. Over the years, it's been a little bit different, but there are a few things that we do right off the bat with that money so that we are not going to have any issues down the road. So I'm going to tell you just a few things that we do with our tax refund to maybe give you an idea of how you can plan out for your tax refund. Now, I know everybody gets a different amount every year. We get a significant amount back. This year, we're not getting back as much as we did previous years, which we knew that was going to happen because my husband now makes more money. And I did make a little bit of money last year working. I'm not working now, so we need to prepare for the next few months or the next year. Because once I'm done with school, I may not be making a ton of money right out of school and when I'm on my own. So, let's get started. The first thing we do is we set money aside. We pretty much take that whole amount of our tax refund. It does go into our joint checking account. First off, that's just the account we have set up for it to go into. And then we will pretty much take an even amount, like say if we were getting back $5,200. I'm not saying that's what we're getting, but if we get $5,200, what we'll do is we'll leave $200 in the account. We'll take that other $5,000 and we'll set it into another account. We call it our house account, but it's basically an account for emergencies, stuff with the house, things like that. So we make sure we have money in there for like property taxes, because our property taxes are not escrowed into our mortgage. I would explain all that because you're probably thinking, why not? It's just how it's been working for us. We do set money aside every month. Well, at least we try to put some money aside every month for that. But just in case we're worried about running short, like I said, I'm not working, so we don't have as much money to put aside for that. So we do put some money aside so we have money for property taxes just in case. We make sure we have money set aside for registration for our vehicles because we have 2 in the month of February. We have registration for our camper, and we have a flatbed trailer. And then we have my son's truck is in February too, I believe. And my husband's truck is a few months down the road. So we have that money set aside, and then we make sure we have money there for emergencies as well. And then we'll pull out little bits of money as we need to pay those bills and things. So it's set aside. It's not in the checking account where we can accidentally spend it. The house account is a checking account because we realized if we had it set as a savings account, we would get penalized for taking it out too many times. Savings account is supposed to be a savings account. You leave it alone. You put money in there and you leave it. So we have it set up as a checking account so we can take money out as we need to. The next thing that we do is we will pay our garbage pickup. We pay for it a year in advance. We pay for the whole year. And when we do that, the company that picks up our garbage, they also pick up our recycling twice a month. So that's nice. That's included with the price. But we pay for a whole year, and when we do that, they give us 1 month off. They take one month off of our bills. So that's nice. We get a little bit of a discount. So we will pay that by the end of this month, and it will pay for March through February of next year. So we'll get all that taken care of. We won't have to worry about that. That way we know our garbage is being picked up. There are some things sometimes we will pay more for, like maybe we'll pay ahead on some things, but the garbage is one of those things that worked out for us to pay for a whole year since it works out with that discount. There's another expense we have this year that we haven't had before, and that is my fee for my aesthetics license. I have to pay the state of Illinois the fee for this license. It is, I believe, $135. I'll have to double check that, but anyway, I have to pay that fee when I take my test for my state board, and then I will receive my license when I pass the test. I'm not going to say if, because I'm pretty sure that I will pass that test. So I will have to pay for that, and then I may have a few startup expenses for my business. I'm buying a little bit over time. I've already started buying a few things, but in case I get out of school and realize there's still a few things that I'm going to need that I haven't already purchased, I'm going to set aside a few $100s for that. But I will have to have some startup products to be able to perform services, and I want enough product to perform services for a few months so that I can start making a profit and then buy more product, or if I want to buy product for retail. So I will have to set aside some money for that. So we'll see how that goes. I'll just update you all on how we do that too, maybe. Let's see. I do have a few student loans. I have received like the minimal amount for student loans. I signed a form stating that if there was any excess outside of what needed to be given to my school, that I would not receive a check. Unfortunately, there wasn't any excess. So I have to put some money towards my student loans to take care of that, so I won't have too much to pay when I'm out of school. I really wish I didn't have to have student loans, but that's just how it worked out for me. But I think I only ended up, it was just under $7,000 that I needed to get in student loans, which was way less than what I had when I was working towards my business degree. I'm still paying on that, so I need to pay towards those. And some of my student loans have been consolidated, so yeah, so I got to pay towards that. And I'm thinking that before I make a ton of money, I may want to try to apply for loan forgiveness, so maybe I can get some of that taken care of. And then if there's some money left over besides what we've left in for emergencies in that other account, we kind of treat ourselves to a nice little family dinner. Nothing really expensive. Maybe it's a lunch or dinner or sometime while we're grocery shopping or whatever. Just to kind of just have some fun as a family. And we try to do it about the same time that we're already going somewhere, so we're not making an extra trip. If it's during grocery time, then we'll take a little extra money from the tax refund, maybe an extra $100, and go stock up on some extra groceries, like non-perishable items for just, for any day, or just those days where like maybe we're sick or we're just so busy we can't get our groceries. So So those are just some of the things that we plan to do with our tax refund to get the most for our money, and to set up ourselves to not have any issues. This year, I mean, things happen, emergencies happen, so you want to be somewhat prepared. I wish I could say that we had some more money set aside in an emergency fund. We did, and the money was spent, and we haven't been able to build it back up to where we want it yet, so that's why we're going to set this money aside for that, and we'll continue to put money into it so that when we have to take money out, we won't be left with nothing. So I would strongly encourage you all to come up with some sort of plan, whether you're married or just living with someone. I'm not sure how it works if you are just living with someone. I guess you can file a joint because you're living in the same household, but you need to sit down and have a plan, even if it's just you. If you're a single person filing your taxes, have a plan. As soon as you know that amount that you're getting, sit down and write it out. I'll show you right now. This is what we have. We just sit down. This is just a little bit of a plan. It's not our actual thing we write out, but this is what I wrote down to tell you. But you want to set a lot of that aside, or if you have to, put it in a separate account so that you have it there set aside, that you can't spend it right away, that if you need to take a little bit out, you can, but don't make it so convenient that you could just go and take it out of the ATM, or you have it on your debit card and you go. We do not have a debit card for that other account. We have checks, but we don't keep them on us, and we can just transfer money over online. I can go online and transfer the money, or we can go to the bank and ask for it to be transferred. I can call them, whatever. But it's not as convenient as just going and handing my debit card to someone and saying, here, I want this, I want to pay for this. So don't go buy that big screen TV that you want. Don't go buy a new car, unless you absolutely need to. If you need a better vehicle, a more reliable vehicle, use some of your tax refund for that. If you're getting back $5,000 in your tax refund and you can go find a used vehicle for $3,000, that's a little bit more reliable than the vehicle you have. Or maybe you don't have a second vehicle for your family and you need a second vehicle. Look around and find something. That's a good way to make use of your tax refund. Don't say, oh, I've got this money that I can go put a down payment on a $15,000 vehicle and have a nice new vehicle, and then turn around and realize you can't make the payment. You want to be smart with this money coming in. So, with that being said, I hope you all enjoy the tax season. Don't fret over it. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to follow along with all my other videos, hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to receive notifications when I put up a new video. Everybody, have a good day. Have a good week. Bye.